Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to this 2 Cent Sesh, where everybody gets their 2 cents in because everybody's got a voice. My name is Xavier. I'm a soon-to-be college student just trying to live my life.
Hello, my name is Jesus. I'm back at here again, podcast. Pass it to Bryan.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bryan Lopez. I'm the lead singer for MK77. I'm a poet, activist, and a street artist.
Yo, what's up? This is Marlene again, and I am an activist, writer, a street artist, part of Crew Native, and here because I like to speak my mind and share my ideas. So today our topic will be drugs, and we'll be discussing and sharing stories about drugs, any type of drugs. So let's get started. Handing it over to Bryan first.
give me a second.
You gotta light it up. It's appropriate. It's appropriate.
I got it.
I mean, it's a drug.
You gotta get his mindset real quick.
Well, how many? I think 3 of us smoke weed in here.
I think everyone.
One of us doesn't.
It's alright.
Which is interesting.
I have had my fair share of the ganja.
But today you currently do not partake in that activity.
No.
We got it. All
My
right.
eyes are red and over.
All right. Talking circle rules. Come
Go
on
ahead.
now. Only the person with the talking stick can talk. So handle Bryan.
So, let's see. My drug story begins in Malibu. I took some acid once. And I went on a hike during the day because the sun was gonna give me like a better high, like a happier high, I guess. So it was one of the most inspirational, eye-opening experiences ever. I felt like I call it like God mode almost. You're like able to see as far as you can imagine yourself like seeing. It's crazy. It's amazing. The art was amazing too. That's what got me.
Well, we handed over the talking stick to Jesus, but he was in the middle of.
Hold up.
We're taking a nice big hit. Thank you. Good. All right, your story, sir.
Oh, goddamn. All right, there you go. All right. So mine goes back to, I guess I would say, like around third year of college, and I'm in the studio with like a group of friends. It's like a group project, so we're trying to transfer like some big file onto our hard drives. While that's going on, it's gonna take like 2-3 hours. So we're like, all right, let's listen to music. This girl comes out, she pulls out her edibles, and she's like, oh, have you guys tried edibles? We're like,
edibles.
We're like, oh, you know, we'll try it out. I mean, we don't even think that it's like that bad. So we go ahead, we get some, they're like Kit Kat bars. We get one. I go ahead, it's just like candy. I'm like, I'm just gonna take the whole bite. I eat it all, and I'm just behind the computer. We're listening to music, and it got to this point where this is one song that was playing, and towards the end, like the beat just goes like speeds up really fast, and then out of nowhere it just stops and goes really slow. I was paying like close attention to like the detail of it, and when the song is over, we're just like looking with my group. I'm like, yo, that. Did we just hear that? Like, is that really like? We're like freaking out because even our heart was like pounding, like, oh my god. So after that was over, I guess. So after that, my cousin was outside waiting for me. I was like riding bikes during that time, so we just went. This was like this college was like in Ocean Park in Santa Monica, so we went all the way down to Santa Monica until there was like McDonald's at the end. We go in, we buy like, I think it was like 4-6 burgers, like they were $1. So we get like I think it was like 3 and 3. We go ahead, I eat mine. I think my cousin was still like on his second one, and he goes ahead. I think I eat his last one. He looks at me like, you really just
ate my food, bro.
You ate my food. I'm like,
munchy attack, like
I was like, hey, it happens. So after that,
munchy rampage.
we go back home, and at that time, once we got home, my parents were like in Inglewood. I was like, I could have gone over there, but instead I stayed with my cousin in the house, and the thing about this that people should know, they shouldn't leave their phones around me because I will fuck around with it. And his phone was like locked, so I was just playing around with it, and it got to the point where it got disabled, and he couldn't even get in, even with his Google account. Like, he had no way to get in. He couldn't break into it.
That's messed up.
Forever locked. Forever locked.
So at the end of the day, I got like really baked. I was so hungry, and at the end of the day, I just messed up this phone, and he had to go buy a new one. Mm-hmm. So it was like,
it's not.
Come on, bro.
Right.
That's crazy.
So I'm gonna pass this on to Xavier.
I guess this stick is mine now. So I mean,
like a totem.
This little totem guy. Mm-hmm. Nah, I don't really have too many drug stories. You know, I'm just a high school student, and I don't really run with any kind of crowds like that. I know. I'm a goody two shoes.
That's good. I mean,
but
you handle your thing.
There was a time when it was like I was with my friend. He was just like, hey, bro, come over to my house or something. I was like, okay, you know. And I popped up, and he had some random dude that I didn't know was there. He was like a random, like, super tall white dude or whatever. But I guess that doesn't really matter. But it was like we were just chilling. He was a cool guy, and then we were just chilling or whatever. And then he was just like, hey, bro, do you want to smoke? And I was like, not really, but they light up in front of me, and they're hitting the rotations without me, and I'm like, all right, I'm kind of bored. So they pass it my way. I take like a couple hits out of the whole day, and then they're like, okay, like, do you feel anything? I'm like, no, this shit is boring. Like, nothing's happening, you know. And they're like, all right, well, we're hungry, so it was probably a terrible decision because we got super, like, my friend, he's like really like small, so I guess that hit him really hard or whatever. But he was the driver, I guess, so he was like, all right, bro, let's drive to Jack in the Box. And I'm like,
putting him on
like, as I'm walking to the car, I'm like, am I really getting into the car with like a bunch of faded dudes right now? Like, this is a moment when I could like reflect back and like be like, Xavier, don't get in the car. I got in the car, obviously.
Welcome to every weekend.
Exactly. I mean, luckily we got there safe. We got there safe and all, and then they got their food, but like, I didn't have any money, so I was just like, okay, like, now I'm really hungry, got the munchies, no food, you know, and they're just gonna eat in front of me, and I was like, wow, this weed is lame, like, this is some bullshit. And we get back, and I was like, okay, I guess the only good thing is that we didn't get pulled over, because we definitely would have lost to that one. So that's really all I got to say. Like,
did you not get high?
I did not get high.
Are
I was just
serious?
like, wow, this is kind of just like, maybe his shit was weak or something.
Was this your first time?
That was like one of the first times I ever smoked weed.
Oh, well, you know what? I didn't get high the first time.
All right, so let me pass the.
Maybe he didn't take a big hit.
Like. Nah, I was all over it. It was a bong too. I handled like a pro.
I get high with that.
Handled like a pro. Only coughed. I only coughed for like 45 minutes straight.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right, next story. So this is a story about me and an edible. So one day my brother gave me like this little square of a chocolate, and he said, here you go, enjoy. And I was like, okay, cool. And so that particular day, I was actually going on a date. So I actually went on a date this day, and everything was going fine. We had just gotten to the restaurant, everything's good. And then I go into the restroom, and I see this little piece of chocolate in my bag, and I was like, you know what? I'll just take a little bit. I didn't even take the whole thing. I took a fucking.
Let me just take a bite.
The corner. I took the corner of this thing.
Wow,
and I ate it. And I was like, whatever. And I swear to God, within like, it was so fast, guys. It was like 5 minutes. I started feeling like the effects. And then by the time I got to my fucking table, I was completely baked. Like, super baked. Like, I could not understand what my fucking
that bill
was saying. So, dude, it was like fucking horrible. So I was like, fuck this. I was like, okay, I can't. I'm just gonna, you know what? This is it. I'm gonna tap out. So I ended up, I like fucking said, I gotta go. Like, I got up and I fucking was like, I gotta fucking go. And he was like, dude, why? He was like, why? He's like, where are you going? I'm like, dude, I can't. I don't even know what I said.
It's like, no excuse, I can't.
I mean, I had to literally walk out of this thing. I think I said something like, oh, I don't know, I just had an emergency, I'll call you later or something. And then I just left. But he was just like, you're acting super weird. And what ended up happening was I got in my car, and then I was so high, I was like, fuck, I can't drive home. So like I ended up like pulling into like this 1 block or 2 blocks away, this super white, like super like privileged, rich area, and I was like, oh my god! And here I am, fucking high as hell. And yeah, and I just ended up sleeping in the street, just like fucking in my car, dude. I didn't fucking drive home that day. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna turn up and just slept in the fucking. That's funny. In my car.
I feel like everyone that gets high is either like in a car or in a house. Like it's outside.
Yeah. Like, well, we gotta live our lives. Be out in the world. Anyways, okay, so those are our drug stories. So we wanted to kick off our discussion today by asking a question. And our first question is, how do we feel about drugs in society? Like, do we think they're good? Do we think they're bad? Especially considering all the legalization that's happening.
Like the pros and cons.
Yeah. Okay, so handing it over to Bryan.
Ooh, okay. I think they're good and bad. You get me? Some drugs are really bad for you. There's like the heroines, the meth, and the weird ones like the bath salts, and then yeah, the cocaine's pretty bad for you too, actually.
Yeah.
Missing out, dude.
You know, and there are, I guess the good ones are, oh, and I forgot to mention the bad ones, alcohol. That's like the number 1 source of like death, right?
Yeah, it's like, pretty like
we will say
people,
that's
crazy.
A lot of people die from alcohol all the time.
Oh, and tobacco too. Oh my god, I almost forgot about cigarettes.
Yeah.
Cigarettes are
dangerous. We all know that.
It's like weed is the only good drug.
Yeah. So weed is the only good drug.
Wait your turn, sir. It's not your turn.
It's trippy because like, weed can help society. Like it could help you, like rise against like an oppressive government, or it can just help you kind of like creatively solve several of the problems our society is facing today. And it's just it's all with balance and maybe experimenting too. I'm gonna pass the talking stick up to Jesus. Damn.
So for me, I mean, I feel that society kind of like makes it seem as bad on the spot. They kind of just look at the side effects and they overreact. They're like, oh, you know, smoking weed is gonna cause you to act differently due to the fact that the way the media prescribes it and stuff like that. But for me, in my opinion, I mean, drugs is, I mean, it's okay as long as you're able to handle it. I mean, for my first time, I'm like, it's not that bad. I mean, considering my story, I mean, honestly, it wasn't that bad at all. I was like, kind of like, all right, fun, just ride around baked, like, all right.
That's right.
And the times that I've
cruising, that's how I used to cruise.
Right, it's like there's nothing bad about that. Like,
used to cruise, right?
But the fact that like I even said, I feel like mostly everyone's just either smokes in their car or the house, and it's like I've done that. Like I've either been outside, like in the backyard, or inside a car, like whatever. It's like I see no wrong in that. Like there's nothing wrong. Like why is it illegal? I don't know why it was illegal. I don't know at all. Like some people need it for us as prescriptions. So it's like, okay, just let them get it. Like let them actually have the ID and be like, I need it for this, even though it's not gonna turn out like that. But the way I feel is like, yeah, they just overreact. It's not. I don't consider it to be bad. Like I don't. Like I probably have some on me right now, or maybe I don't. I don't know.
You ain't alone, brother. You ain't alone.
I just it's whatever. It's just like a hobby, I guess.
Pass me that stick, my friend.
Hand it over.
All right,
Xavier.
So like.
Also, no texting while we're podcasting.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. This is
come on, respect.
It's Pops is
anyway,
texting.
sorry, you're right.
Respect.
Go on.
So I don't know. For me, like drugs, like, well, I guess I gotta like differentiate what I mean. So like, they're like the what would you call them? Like recreational drugs, like weed. Like, okay, I don't really care about those. Like, so long as you're not like, you know, smoking weed like every day, not doing anything with your life, you know, like, like come on, like that's really like honestly for me though, like that's more of a like me not liking lazy people per se, you know. So like I don't know, if you just smoke weed like on the regular like couple times a day, it's like it's whatever. But then there are things like prescription drugs, right? So I feel like prescription drugs should be kept to people that they're prescribed to, because I see a lot of people, especially in my high school, like they're always getting messed up on like Xanax and stuff like that, Oxycontin, and like obviously they did not get that prescription because they actually need it. You know what I'm saying? Like keep those drugs to the people that need it. You know, I guess that's all I gotta say for now. So I'll pass that shtick over.
Thank you. All right, drugs in our society. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree, like with most of you guys. Like, it's good, and bad. This is how I know a drug is good. If the drug comes from Mother Earth, then I'm down with it. If it was ever run through a factory and had chemicals in it or whatever the fuck, you should be outlawed. So there's a lot of fucking good drugs out there that come from Mother Earth, and we shouldn't discriminate. Ayahuasca, I mean, that could help us so much with our psychology. So anyways, that's how I feel. Drugs will definitely help us when we figure out what drugs are, because there's a lot of like gray area, like what is a drug really. So we need to first like classify what drugs really are. And for me, all that artificial shit that they're pushing is really the danger to society, not natural drugs like weed. All right. So, does anybody want to do a second round of that one? No?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think
all
I
right,
got everything
good. All right, so the next question is a little bit more loaded, and I hope to hear a lot of funny family stories. The question is, how does your family feel about drugs? Handing it over to Bryan.
All right.
Be honest.
I guess my dad tried it out to cure some of his like arthritis, so I guess he was okay with weed, but I think my mom was a little bit more on the trippier side.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm the sister, by the way, so yes. This is absolutely true.
No, but again, it's all about balance. It's all about using it wisely, not letting the substance completely take over your life. You must keep like a balance, and you must still function. But I think they're fine with it as long as we function and succeed. Passing it over. Jesus.
All right. Well, I can definitely say that my family doesn't approve of that. They see it like they can see it the way as cigarettes, like it's gonna kill you or stuff like that. Like it's bad for you. It's not good for you. And I mean, I do it just for the fact that I see it like it helps me out when I'm stressed out. Like I take I guess a couple of hits until I'm done, and I feel like relief, relaxed. I feel a lot better. But they don't see it like that. They're like, it kills you. It does this and that. I'm like, well, really? I mean, cigarette's the only one that actually kills you, aside from alcohol. When you compare cigarettes to weed, it actually helps you out. Like, even though some people don't see it that way, it actually gives you energy, motivated. It makes you do stuff that you normally wouldn't do. They see it as a lazy drug that just gets you all bummed out, and you're just like laying down, eating constantly or whatever. It's like that's not even the like a full detail. So they don't like it at all. I know for the fact that a little story that my brother, he's like, I think he's like 19. He's about to be 19, but at that time, he was 18, and he got caught with like a little pill casing, whatever, of I don't even know how many grams it was, but it was weed, and they caught him with it, and he decided to like run away. So we get the call like, oh, they found weed in his closet. He
was probably scared as fuck.
I don't even know.
I mean, come on, like.
I would say, yeah, like he probably was scared, He left a note saying like, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Blah blah.
Made him leave your house.
It made him leave.
That's
and we got my sister called the call. We were in the hospital because that's where we work. We work at St. John Hospital. She got the call. I was getting my food. I'm all like happy. I'm gonna sit down, eat my burger, whatever. And she's right there like crying. I'm like, well, what's going on? And that's when they informed me like, oh yeah, your brother ran away. I was like, what? So I call up and they're like, yeah, we found some weed and he left a note and he left. I'm like, wow, like they really don't, like if they find that, like they will go berserk. Like it's
crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The stigma and it's criminalized
and like I said, they take it like it's a bad thing. Like, oh, it's this bad to you, it kills you. But they don't, like I said, they don't know the details. Just like society, they just go ahead and it's bad. The media portrays it as it's bad. Everything else is bad. These people overdose, take abusive of it, like, and they make it seem like a bad thing. But if you look at some people, they have probably like that person probably accomplished a lot, and he was under the influence or he used it during the time.
Yeah,
and
a lot of
like
famous people used to smoke marijuana. Like
right.
Yeah, like how many musicians? Come on, all
like
the greats.
Like all of them.
I mean, some like Alexander Hamilton, or I don't know, some of the presidents, of the presidents.
Bill Clinton probably.
Yeah, like come on, guys. Like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think like aside from that, another story that I heard from a coworker was that her mom was like, she has like these like knee pains or whatever, and then she will go ahead and get her some drug like lotion, whatever, but it's mixed with weed, like some sort of weed, and they have to give it to her without telling her like what it has inside or whatever. She said, oh, she'll try that in. And if they were to tell her, oh, it has this and that, she'll be throwing out them like, where are you giving me this crap? Like, so it's just like I said, the way they portray it, like they make it seem like it's a bad thing without actually knowing the full detail, what's behind it, what actually caused it, and what good can come out of it.
What happened to your brother, man?
Oh yeah, so after that, because we're like my sister, they're like, she was crying and all that, and then my supervisor was there in the table. She's like, oh, if you guys want to leave, you guys can leave right now. You just gotta make sure that whatever, like everything's good. And I was like, you know what, let's just stay here. Let's work until like 7 or 8, because at that time he went to go work. So he was working. So I was like, you know what, let's give him time to relax. We get out like at 7:30. We head over there at 8, and we talk to him and take him back home. And we went over there, and he had left early from work. So we went back home. We're like, well, there's nothing we can do. Then later on, he hits us up on Facebook. He's like, oh, tell my mom I'm sorry, this and that. I'm like, that's when he actually called in. Him and my sister talked, and then we went to go pick him up actually where he was actually staying, and then we just brought him back and they discussed it, and they were in good pace.
Yeah.
And then
he didn't get in trouble with nothing.
Yeah, I guess so. Like they kind of talked it out, because he was saying that he was going through depression, like he was thinking suicidal and stuff like that. So for him, that drug was like kind of like preventing him from doing it, but at the same time it wasn't helping him out. Right. So that's why there's some like pros and cons. Like it can actually help you out, or it can stop you from doing something stupid. So
that's a song.
But yeah, even like I guess like a month or two, he actually moved out on good terms without actually like running away. But he's cool. He's cool with that. I don't know if he's actually still doing it. I mean, if he is, I'll probably have to hit him up to get some, some grams or something. So I'm gonna pass this up to Xavier.
All right, so like a little background. My dad is Nigerian. He's straight up from Africa, so he was born and raised like hella strict, and like I don't really live with my mom, but like the way he feels about drugs, like the way, for me, like I'm obviously black, but like the way I dress,
I can tell.
yeah, I'm so light, dude. The way I dress and come home, like, I have, like, this eye condition, too. I don't even know what it is, but my eyes are just always red. They're hella sensitive. If I, like, scratch it once, they're, like, red, like, the whole day. Like, he thinks I'm doing some hardcore drugs every day. Aww. He thinks I'm slanging on the streets, you know, and I'm like, Pops, like, I'm not doing anything. Trust. But, like, I feel like if I ever actually started, like, really getting into any type of, like, drugs or anything like that, like, recreationally, like, weed or anything like that, like, it's not like he'd be okay with it, obviously. He'd definitely want to beat my ass, like, every 3 seconds. He'd think I'd be, like, hella lazy or whatever. But I feel like he'd, like, facilitate an environment where, like, I think that he would make it so that I don't really need that, you know, like, he would make it so that, what am I trying to say? That instead of using that drug to accomplish something else, I would, like, do something more productive that could actually help me further down the line or something like that.
Oh, so you would kind of explain, like, it helps me relax, and then he'd be like, well, then let's go do something that's really relaxing.
Yeah,
like,
something like
massages.
That. Yeah, maybe my dad is not a massaging dude. It would be a hell of, like, okay, I'd be like, hey, Dad, I'm doing drugs. He'd, like, beat my ass for, like, half an hour straight. For, like, half an hour straight.
And then be like,
yeah, and then he'd be like, all right, is it out of your system? And I'm like,
not yet.
I'm like, okay, exactly. And then that would happen until I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like, I don't need it anymore.
All right, have a good day.
Yeah, like, have a good day. I'll see you after school or something like that, you know. So I don't know, like.
Oh yeah.
I was born and raised not trying to do any type of drugs. Obviously, I did it like once or twice, but off of my own accord, I don't really do anything like that. So I guess that's all I gotta say.
I believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pass on a stick.
All right, the stick. So, my mom is 100% against weed, which is a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. No, she just grew up believing the stigma around it, which is if you smoke weed, you're lazy. It's going to fry your brain.
True.
She was around when the 80s when they did that commercial where like, this is your brain on drugs, and then the whole egg thing or
we
whatever.
all seen that.
Yeah, we all saw that. And she's just convinced that, and because it happens to be that people in like a lower income bracket in society tend to smoke weed for probably stress relief, she kind of always associates it with like lower class like type of situation. It's not her fault. I mean, it's just the way she was raised, you know. Understanding like the benefits of it is starting to open up her mind, because every day we start seeing what's happening right with weed right now. Like, it's like curing cancer, and it's helping people like with pain. It's like
good for you. Yeah,
it's like coming out all the health benefits which have been hidden from us, and she slowly but surely, I would never say she'll accept it, but she's becoming a little bit more tolerant of it. But we still get days like today where we got fucking chewed out for it. But you know,
so like she'll be okay one day and then the other day.
Yeah, it all depends on like how mad she is at you for some other bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
all right,
you know what I mean? Like,
gain ammo like, for you, like.
It depends, like, yeah, if you get on her radar or not. But no, but that's how it is. In society right now, like, what is the stereotype of like, if you smoke weed, you're not a productive member of society,
right? Which
is totally wrong. And I need to take a shout out for anybody who smokes weed out there. Do us all a favor and do something creative while you're high, because we gotta fight that stereotype, man, because this BS. We've done some beautiful paintings. We've done stories and music when we're high. We tell, you know, like, I
slept more.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, I'm just saying. Well, it depends on what strain you want to smoke. Whatever, you can relax. Yeah, it can. It's two-sided. Yes, weed makes you chill and relax and sleep, and that's great, and I love that too. But it also can make you extremely creative and extremely productive, and that's what, you know, it often does to us. So, you know, go out there, and sometimes, you know, you can do a project, and we've created some crazy experiments, right? Like when we're here at home. What was one of the experiments?
I don't know, like a water catcher
that
captures the morning dew.
Yeah, we're trying to construct a water dew catchers so that we can give them to homeless people. So, random stuff like this. And a lot of people who smoke get into these creative projects. So, yeah, our mom's slowly coming around, though.
Slowly accepting that.
Slowly, very, very slowly.
The door is still open right now. Like,
all right, y'all. Well, that was our final question. Did anybody want to leave some final thoughts so I can pass you the talking stick?
I have some final thoughts.
Sure.
I think, I think drugs can really save us, and I think they could be used as really good tools to, like I mentioned earlier, reverse some of the problems that we're seeing today. I know there's like a lot of like meth addiction, heroin addiction. There's like medicines for that. There's like a toad, you could extract like a toad's like. Toad has like a chemical in it, and if you smoke that chemical, it just kind of cures your addiction. Like you're not addicted to like heavy drugs anymore. It's amazing.
Wow.
There's mushrooms.
Crazy.
Mushrooms can just really help like PTSD, depression, and help reconnect you with like Mother Nature. And it's just crazy. Like I think the key to creativity is just having a calm mind. And I think that's what weed does. It gives you that ease from the stress. It gives you like a calm mind.
It's rough out there, y'all.
And it allows like a creative stream to flow without any like disruption. So yeah, just keep an open mind.
Nice. Passing over the stick.
I'll
Any
get
final
it.
Thoughts?
All I have to say about this is the fact that drugs, they can be good or bad, depending on how someone uses it, if they use it wisely or not. The people that abuse it, obviously they don't have any good use for it. They just go ahead and take it because it's good, and they end up like doing bad things or whatever. But the people that are doing it for a good cause, they are careful with it and they know what they're using it for. So the only thing I would have to say about that is they just be careful with the drugs. Everyone does it. Obviously, everyone.
Be careful, y'all. Be careful.
Everyone has everyone
take care of yourselves.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
That's right.
Everyone does it, and everyone has at least done it once. You can't lie about that. Like everyone here in this podcast, even the mixer party has. we can't lie about that. But yeah, like drugs will always be around us regardless. Either if it's, like I said, if it's something good or bad.
Yeah.
But we can never get that away, because even when it was illegal, people were still like smoking out or whatever, like hiding like in caves or something, like find a little secret place.
I'll meet you in the cave, brother.
Right? Like sorry, so I'll just end that, and
I'll say something.
Alright, here you
Give
go.
me the stick. Give me
Xavier?
the stick.
Handle.
So, be a bit of a stickler. Don't do those hard drugs, kids.
They're good though.
Some
They're good.
bad places. Nah, shut up. Shut up.
Alright.
Put you some bad places. If it's like on a day-to-day, smoking a ganja, it's alright. But if you're like 50 years old, smoking weed in your mom's basement, like, you might want to think of something more productive to do.
Leave him alone. You don't know about that, man.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
you don't know about him.
As an existentialist, though, I'm gonna say that if you find it that weed is your passion, honestly, and that's what you aim to do till the day you die, then by all means, don't let what I say get in your way.
Weed is my friend.
Weed is Jesus's friend, and if he just wants to do that all day, that's him. I applaud you for that. Honestly,
just don't tell my family.
I applaud you for that.
Okay, y'all, don't forget. We'll see you next time, and really try to plant some shit.
And smoke responsible though.
Smoke? Plant what you smoke.
Plant what you smoke.
Plant what you smoke, y'all. Start some gardens. Good lord.
That is.
All right, bye.
Deuce.
Stay blessed.
Bless up, son.